Welcome to Awakening Soul Truth. I'm Allison Ledbetter. This is Robbie Short. We are both healers, meditation teachers, Reiki masters, and she's a yogi, and I am a medium. And we are here to help you grow and awaken and move into this great big space of love that the divine is challenging us to move into. We are stepping into the unknown as an entire group. We're stepping into the unknown. Humanity is evolving and stepping into the unknown.
We are all collectively going through a massive transition. And I wanted to share this quote from Deepak Chopra. Make uncertainty your ally, not your enemy. All leaps forward depend on reaching into the unknown. And once you see the unknown as a source of creativity, you will not fear it. Instead, you will welcome the fact that life renews itself in unexpected ways. I love this quote because at the beginning of the week, I started with classes about transitions because we're collectively going through the transition, just like Allison mentioned. And you're probably personally feeling a lot of transition as well. I know for both of us, we're going through menopause, major transition in life. I just turned 50. I've transitioned to the second half of my life. Both of our fathers are slowly becoming more and more feeble, nearing the end of their life, which is a massive transition.
Actually, they're resisting transition.
And we have teenagers, so there's a whole other transition.
They're gonna go to college.
Yeah, so it's a lot of transition right now. And with transition comes the unknown, comes uncertainty, which is why we wanted to talk about this.
I think the transitions that happen with children as they grow are pretty intense, and a wonderful example of how we can see that we can trust nature. We can trust our divine nature specifically because children are always changing and shifting and growing. And even if they stop growing physically, they're continuing to expand. I mean, I remember these moments of looking at my daughter and just being like, whoa, you can get that bigger concept now.
Yeah.
It's not all about me.
Even in the, have you ever noticed, like, even in the Disney movies, which I don't really like cartoon type movies that much, but when they're really small, they don't get the adult humor that's mixed in with it.
Yes.
But then as they get older, then they start to laugh at certain jokes, and it's like, oh, you get it now.
Right.
You know?
Right. It is an interesting thing. And we've all made space for our children to evolve. There are some cases where parents have not evolved and seen their children where they have leveled up to. It's almost like they can't accept that their child has grown or doesn't need them. And that's a big one. I'm no longer needed in this capacity. And how can I find or make myself be needed? Let go of being needed. Right? Like transition out of that. We had that happen with the laundry around here. Like stop doing my laundry.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, except for it was one way I took care of her. And it took me, I'd say, a couple months to really let go of doing her laundry. She's like,
oh, not me. When you turned 15, I was like, 15, you're now doing your laundry. I'm done.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ways that we care for the people around us, and even that needs to transition as they change. But we're talking about a bigger point, and this is trusting the unknown.
Yeah, I mean, in the Buddhist philosophy, they pretty much say, you know, there's an impermanent nature to everything. And I love the famous quote, thanks to impermanence, anything is possible.
Yeah.
And I love that because it opens up that realm of possibility, even in the unknown and in the uncertainty. Like, we tend to look at it in a negative way.
Absolutely, we do.
But we're moving out of this place of scarcity, and we're moving and flowing into more abundance. So I think if we can embrace the unknown and the uncertainty as a place of abundance, and a place like Deepak says, a source of creativity, it's actually exciting.
Yeah. And it has a feel to it. What we're discovering as the two of us experience this awakening process is that you can actually feel it. You've had the chakras in your feet open. She like literally has, you describe it.
So yesterday, it was after both of my yoga classes, and I've never had this happen before, but I was standing afterwards talking to students, coming out of the studio and putting their shoes back on, and I'm still barefoot, and I felt vortexes at the soles of my feet. I mean, just like this swirling, swimming, crazy amount of energy in my feet, which was actually pretty exciting because I went to a women's circle the other night and we were doing womb healing, and I was having all these weird twitches in my legs, and I was telling you, I kept getting these messages and conversations going regarding safety.
Yeah.
And you reminded me, well, that's what the root chakra is about, our sense of safety,
feeling
stability.
Safe.
And I don't know if it maybe was a result of something that I released that helped me to ground more, or due to our Reiki session last week, something kind of turning on. I don't know. But then after I did an online class, which wasn't, online classes are not the same.
No, because you don't have the live
transition. Yes. And even after that one, and that was a more gentle class, it was actually more restorative.
Was it a Reiki? I mean, a yoga class?
It was a yoga class.
Okay,
but
so
it was
you did an online
home,
yoga class.
So it wasn't active, and I wasn't having that big exchange of energy with anyone. Even after that class, I was walking around going, whoa, what's going on with my feet? Like, it was wild.
Well, I've been experiencing it differently, but I feel this overwhelming sense of joy permeating all the parts of me. And I can feel myself step out of it, and then I'll be like, and not stepping out in a negative way, just not having it flow as abundantly. And I'll be like, oh, I have an option to like really upgrade into this place of flow. And what's interesting about this new flow is I don't actually care as much about the physical reality stuff. Like, I feel like I'm getting stuff done. I'm still participating in like, get to the grocery and I got to feed people today, or maybe even feed myself. I don't know what. It's just kind of like not on the radar anymore.
Yeah.
And
I get it. I get it.
It's really freeing. And I know it's going to happen. It's like letting go of the to-do list. And at the same time, being just as productive.
Yeah.
So, like making time for work, I will just sit down and I'm like, okay, I have 2 hours of work. And I'm sitting down and I'm going, okay, what are we doing? And I'm allowing that to flow. I'm allowing the unknown to show up right there and then. And in fact, and I didn't even tell you that, I have a new symbol that's telling me, because I believe in symbols, and I believe you can make up your own symbols to communicate between your soul and your divine self, right? We've talked about this. And I have this new flame symbol of white flames.
What is it?
White flames.
Oh.
So I have this new like visual symbol.
And this is where my dosha of air pops up. I can be a little airheaded sometimes. I know I got a lot of fire, but I'm actually Vata Pitta. A lot of air.
Lots of air. Well, and this is fire. You're like, what is it? So it really represents the white creativity energy that I often see of the like webbing. I see creation energy physically, so like webbing, and it has fire to it. Like, here's a new idea brewing.
Ooh.
I know. It's really exciting.
Since we're talking about the realm of uncertainty and then you just talking about this new thing coming up.
Possibilities.
I think we need to explain one of our earliest videos 1.5 years ago. Can you believe we've been doing this 1.5 years?
I think that's great.
We were talking about the Om symbol
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about the veil of illusion and the veil of forgetfulness, and how in that top upper corner of the Om symbol, there's that crescent moon that represents that.
Okay.
And then the bendy dot represents the pure positive potentiality, or the ultimate state of consciousness, or source energy, right?
Source energy.
Within a year and a half, think about how the veil of illusion and the veil of forgiveness is lifting.
Oh, wow.
Which is allowing us to up level, which is also allowing you to get this new symbol.
Right.
So this is important for all of us to recognize. This uncertainty is not like the uncertainty we would have experienced a year and a half ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. It's more of an exciting realm where we do have the potential to level up.
And part of this, I think that's the awakening process. We level up into certainty, into love, to expanding beyond control. There's been so much control in your life, in our life. We have this society that is so controlling, right?
Yes.
And the way out of control, because that brings a false sense of security.
Yep.
The way out of control is trusting your highest potential, trusting that you're surrounded by love in the now moment, and stepping into this space of flow and abundance.
So if you're resisting this, you're clinging to what was.
The past.
And to bring the yogic philosophy in, yoga philosophy is about not clinging to what was or even what is now.
And not clinging to the future.
Non-clinging to the expectations of what you think is going to happen in the future.
Right, that word expectation, so key. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was done.
I just love that word expectations. When we release expectations, when we let go of even in expectations, between us.
Yeah.
Right? Letting go of the expectations of our relationship and just allowing it to be what it is. I'm letting go of the expectations of all of it. Because even your car, what happens if your car does something unusual or unexpected, right? You got to be flexible enough to know that there could be a divine purpose or a divine message unfolding right there and then.
Yep.
You know? And I feel like we can support each other in moving into this space of the unknown by saying, let's open up and trust.
Yeah.
Let's trust our hearts.
I'm not even trying to manipulate my future anymore.
Yeah.
It seems like ever since the eclipse happened in March and April, I've given up even trying to envision what I want to do or how I want life to unfold.
Yeah.
And I'm just accepting what comes my way. I'm accepting whatever inspired idea comes into my mind. And I'm just...
You've let go of trying to always... You're still planning, but you let go of the strict parameters of how you have to be successful.
Yes. And there was a woman yesterday that attended my class that heard this lesson, and not exactly the way we're presenting it, but it was a similar presentation. And she said that her meditation teacher taught her that to be as trusting as Tarzan. And I know we're dating ourselves because younger people in their 20s may not even know who Tarzan is. But if you remember that story of Tarzan and how he would fly and swing from tree to tree, from vine to vine, he would literally swing and then just reach out, and then the next vine would come, and then he would reach out and the next vine would come. And she said that her meditation teacher said, be like Tarzan and keep reaching into the unknown and trusting that the hand of God has got you.
Yeah, I love that. And to be really present. And whenever we have a physical challenge, you've ever noticed you get really, really present?
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like rock climbing, people who rock climb and they're going up the face of a mountain, they don't know where the next handhold's going to be. Right? I mean, that's really trusting.
Yeah.
And it's okay. And then that brings us to, and I don't know, it can end in death.
Yes.
You can trust and fall. And there are these moments of, is my next step death? And death truly, and the way I see death, and I want to be really clear about this, it is this complete expansion into love, and it's not linear. It happens so profoundly on every level of your being.
You just talked about death being expanding.
Yeah.
And think about how our humanness thinks it's dwindling or
Yes.
a demise of.
But that's when you don't let go, you are dwindling. You dwindle physically.
I love it. It's expanding.
Death is expansion. And it is the loss and dissolving of ego. It's the loss and dissolving of suffering. You gain so much wisdom and knowledge. You are supported and helped, and you can see through the veil. It's over. But when you're alive and you're refusing to die, you continue to dwindle.
And suffer more.
And absolutely suffer. And make the people around you suffer. And it is the fear of the unknown, you know. And what makes me so sad is this place where the spouse will go or children will go, or we need to do everything we can to make them live, like a heroic, like, let's do this. I don't understand it. And I've been there. So I'm not talking from a place of you haven't experienced that. No, I have. My mom died after 10 months of trying to live with cancer. I've definitely been there. Mm-hmm. And I definitely was ready to let her go. And she was ready to let go. There's beauty in letting go.
Yeah.
There's beauty
into non-clinging and holding on with all your might.
Yeah.
Thanks to impermanence, anything is possible.
So we're going to experience tons of death right now. People, ideas, institutions, all of that. It isn't, I think people are really going through a phase of like, it is dissolving, systems are breaking up. What's going to be there? I am really clear that you can trust the divine on this one, because we're moving to a vibration that is supportive. We're moving to a higher vibration. We're not degrading. We're not going to a lower vibration. We're moving into a space of, like, both of us are experiencing.
I think that's what people are fearful of, though, because there's, you know, this brink of another war or an uptick of war, you know, and I think that's where that fear mongering and fear factor comes in with people. But if you can let that fear go, then we move into that place of
trust, and that you're safe. If you can trust God's love for you and safety that is provided in the divine matrix around you, you will be fine. You will be fine. So I have a number of beautiful affirmations if you want to drop us in.
Yes.
We're going to meditate and then we'll say some affirmations.
Let's just take a moment to find a comfortable seat and ensure that we're sitting upright. And sit upright. And close your eyes to minimize distractions around you. And tune into your body. And invite yourself to anchor inside your body. Be weighted and explore the realm of your breath, inviting a new state of energy into your system by breathing in and letting go of any stale or stagnant air as you let it go. You can even see within the breath there is impermanence. We can't cling to the in-breath, and we can't Cling to the out breath. And there's even a transition period between each one. Welcome that realm of uncertainty. Welcome each new transition.
I can step into the unknown with ease. I am supported by the divine. I can step into the unknown and make transitions with ease. I am supported by the divine. I let go of the past and all expectations of the future. I surrender to the now moment. I let go of the past and all my expectations. I surrender to the now moment. As I step into this now moment, I feel the vibrancy. I feel the vibrancy of life moving through me. I am a sovereign, limitless, boundless being of love and compassion. I am a sovereign being of limitless, boundless life force energy. Potential manifests with ease. Compassion, community, wisdom, these are the true pillars of safety and security. And they already exist in your soul. So the pillars of compassion, love, community, the now moment, these are the stabilizing pillars for safety, allowing the unknown to unfold with great beauty. I am trusting the love in the now moment. I trust the love in the now